You ever look at someone in the office or in a study group just staring off into space and you think to yourself, hey, get back to work? Well, hold on a second, because what if I told you that person who looks like they're doing absolutely nothing might actually be the smartest one in the room? We're going to break down this wild idea, why high intelligence can look a whole lot like laziness.
I mean, just let this quote sink in for a minute. The person doing nothing could be mentally outworking everyone else combined. It's a total paradox, right? It pretty much forces you to rethink what hard work even looks like.
Which brings us to the big question. Is there a real, actual connection here? Are we totally misjudging people because we're looking for the wrong clues? Let's dive in and find out.
So, here's the thing. It's not that smart people are actually lazy. Nah, it's something way more interesting than that. The secret, according to our source material, is a little something called cognitive efficiency. And this is the key that unlocks the whole mystery.
Okay, so what in the world is cognitive efficiency? Well, to put it simply, it's about the brain working smarter, not harder. It finds the absolute fastest path to an answer by 1, automating stuff it already knows, and 2, just completely skipping the steps it doesn't need. It's kind of like your brain knows a secret shortcut that nobody else has got on the map yet.
And this is where the huge gap between perception and reality comes in. On the outside, what do we see? Daydreaming, a lack of effort, laziness, right? But what's really happening on the inside? Their mind is on fire. It's optimizing, it's processing deeply, it's skipping steps. The work is intense. It's just completely invisible to the rest of us.
So if all this work is invisible, what's really going on in there? How does a mind like that actually operate? Well, you might be surprised to hear that the process is actually pretty straightforward and, honestly, kind of beautiful. Okay, here's how it plays out. Step 1. They absorb the core of the problem. They just cut right through all the noise. Step 2. Their brain automatically handles any calculations or patterns it's seen before. No need to reinvent the wheel. Then comes step 3, and this is the real magic trick. It skips all the unnecessary mental grunt work, and boom, that takes them straight to step 4. They arrive directly at the solution. While most of us are still reading the instructions, they've already finished the race. And it's that incredible speed that creates this whole illusion. This mental process is so efficient, so powerful. So why on earth does it look like the exact opposite of work? Why do we keep confusing it with laziness?
Well, it's because we're all trained to look for external signs of effort, aren't we? You know, someone furiously typing, scribbling notes, looking super stressed. But when all the heavy lifting is happening inside the brain and at lightning speed, those signals just aren't there. They vanish. From the outside, there's literally nothing to see.
Our source really just hits the nail on the head with this one. Their mental optimization is mistaken for a lack of effort. I mean, just think about that for a second. The very thing that makes them so incredibly effective, their mental speed, is the same thing that causes them to be so completely misunderstood. It's kind of tragic in a way.
All right, so how can we use this information? This is where it gets really good, because once you understand this concept, it can kind of become your new superpower. It's all about reframing how you see productivity, not just in other people, but maybe in yourself too.
So, what are the big takeaways? First off, it's time we all reevaluate what effort really looks like. It's not always loud and messy. Second, if any of this is ringing a bell for you personally, maybe it's time to start trusting your own mental shortcuts. They're a feature, not a bug. Third, start looking for this in other people. That quiet person on your team might just be your secret weapon. And most importantly, let's just all make a pact right now to never, ever mistake quiet for inaction again.
So I'll leave you with this last question. As you are listening to this, who popped into your head? Do you see this cognitive efficiency in yourself or in someone you work with or someone you know? I'm genuinely curious, so share your story down in the comments. I'd love to hear how this shows up out there in the real world. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one.